StampnStorage presents Crafted Spaces. In this exclusive video series, we will take you inside beautiful studios from across the United States. First, you'll get expert advice for improving your craft area and designing your own dream studio. Later in the series, we'll take you on guided tours of the rooms we visited that were definitely crafted spaces.
Are your craft supplies at your fingertips or piled somewhere you can't find them? In the last episode, we talked about creating an inventory of all your supplies, equipment, and tools. Now it's time to start planning where you want to put it all. In order to do that, you need to know how much space you're going to need. Let's figure out where you want everything in your workspace to go.
My biggest piece of advice for someone planning their studio is to plan, measure, and plan again. You'll notice in my tour, for example, my paper storage, that it's a tight fit. But trust me, I measured, I checked, I knew what size modules were going in there. I knew how much I wanted to fit into that space. But check, and recheck your measurements. You don't want to end up with something that's just a touch too short or a lot of wasted space.
Measurements are super important. Measure your tools. If you're spending the time, energy, and making the investment for custom products, ensure that they meet your needs. So it's something as simple as figuring out the dimensions of the things that you have to store and ensuring that the spaces that you plan to house them in are big enough to fit them. And adequate enough for you to access them once they're in there. And you should check and double check yourself. And in doing so, you'll uncover little things that you missed in the first go round.
You also need to consider how you're going to store everything. Do you want certain items on your desktop, in drawers, on shelves, or in cabinets?
The main things that someone should do when preparing to organize a room is really think and plan what it is that they want the space to do.
So I start with a roadmap. I think about all of my products. What do I need within arm's reach? What things do I need a little bit less? And I developed a plan that would show everything, a space for everything, as close as I could have. I like to say that I stamped like a firefighter. I want it ready to go, and so that I can find things easily. I like things within my line of vision and easy to put away so that there isn't chaos. I don't create well when there's a lot of chaos. So my OCD kicks in alive and well.
Storage was the main need that I wanted to accomplish in this space. And I put quite a bit of thought into trying to figure out where to place items and what my needs were going to be and how we would use this space. I wanted a space that was organized in terms of the way that I function as a crafter. Then we would have a space surrounding me that was for storage.
One thing I learned that I wanted in my new studio that wasn't in my old studio was a lot of drawers and cabinets. I wanted to be able to open a cabinet door and just see all my stamps and see them laid out and have them organized by theme. And I have that now. And I also wanted to be able to open up a wide, long drawer and have all my embossing powders and my embellishments and everything at my fingertips.
I wanted to make sure I had a great spot for everything. I used more drawer space than I had before to try and keep designated areas for each of my important things, like an adhesive drawer. I have a clear blocks drawer, just to try and have it simple. Just pull out the drawer, have everything that I need ready to go.
I wanted to have everything out. I wanted to be able to look at everything and decide what I wanted to take on in my workspace and just be able to see everything I have and choose the best item for my project.
As you're planning your storage, don't forget to design around any specialty pieces you'll use, such as those available from StampnStorage.
And in an art studio or an art room like this, it's really important to have the best storage.
Another thing I knew I had to have in my studio was the StampnStorage product, because I had seen so many women I follow on Instagram showing their space. They had the product and it looked wonderful. I went on the website and I looked at all of it and I knew I had to have it. It's the perfect pieces to incorporate into a new space.
I've looked for ages for pieces that meet the needs of the various crafting products that I have. And I finally found, it was such an aha moment when I found StampnStorage. They had so many different pieces for all of the items that I frequently use that I knew that I wanted them to be part of this project. What was important to me was for the space to look seamless and not in any way hodgepodge or haphazard. So I wanted to marry the cabinetry company with the custom pieces that StampnStorage offers for crafters and put that together in a way that makes it look like it was thought of all from the beginning. So that's the way that was put together.
So when Keisha brought to us the fact that she wanted these types of things in her space, it was important that we make sure that they work within our system and also that we work within the Stamps&Storage world. So it was great that we were able to work with the company one-on-one. They were able to customize some of these pieces to fit specifically within the spacing that our cabinet system affords. And so that we were able to give to Keisha a look that is completely built in and it looks completely harmonious in the space. It's not like two different companies working together. It looks seamless, like we have worked together for years.
For years, yes.
One of the things I had a hard time with in my old space was trying to find the perfect basket or the perfect container for my ribbon and my embossing powders and all those different things. So everything was mix match. And now it's so nice to have everything just laid out instead of having everything in the little basket that you had to try and find forever. It's just so freeing once you can get rid of all of those containers and all those things you bought that you thought you needed to stay organized.
Although it's convenient to have quick access to your supplies at the start of a project, it's just as important to be able to put them all away just as quickly when you're done.
So my goal with this new studio space was to stay organized and to keep it organized. And it's so easy as a crafter to get all your fun toys out and not want to put them away. So one of my goals was definitely to organize it in a way that made it easy to put things away. When I open a drawer, I want to be able to just take it out, but at the same time open that same drawer and put it back in the exact same spot. So that was a goal I had.
So what did you think? Join in on the conversation on our social media channels, which are linked here on the screen. Check out the next episode to find out how to design the craft room of your dreams. If you're new to the series, be sure to watch the previous episodes. Don't forget to subscribe to our blog so you can hear about new episodes to come. Thank you for watching Crafted Spaces, presented by StampnStorage. StampnStorage. Organize your craft, unleash your creativity.